Hello, Neuse Little Podcast listeners. Allow me a moment to promote our new official Neuse Little Theater merchandise. This can be bought at any show we have, any show in the 50th season that you come see. You can go up to the merch table and ask the man or lady, and you can get your official NLT merch. Here's what we have. We have hats, toboggans, hoodies, t-shirts, long sleeve t-shirts, and we even have big and tall sizes. Just ask the person and they'll set you right up. We also have blankets, pins, keychain, stickers, tumblers, frosted pint glass, coffee mug, aluminum water bottle, backpack, and tote bags, etc. We have it all. Be sure to check out our special anniversary merchandise, including our t-shirt featuring all the shows of our historic 50th season. Thank you, and thanks for listening. Hello, and welcome to Neuse Little Podcast. This is an audio presentation featuring the backstage antics and stories from your favorite log cabin located on the banks of the Neuse River in Smithfield, North Carolina. Please help us celebrate our 50th anniversary season by purchasing tickets on our website, neuselittletheater.org. Don't forget to like and subscribe on the various podcast platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Now please, enjoy the show. Good evening and welcome to Neuse Little Podcast, bonus episode. It's bonus episode time, people. Mita and I are here to unveil the 4 plays and 1 musical that are in our 51st season here at NLT. I know you've been wondering, and yes, we're going to make you listen to the podcast, and that's the only way you're going to be able to find out for a day or two. All right. I'm going to jump right into it because last time... You know what? I'm not going to jump right into it because there was something I remembered that was kind of funny about us choosing this season. We've had the season in the chamber for a while, but we've held off on the announcement for the right time. And it's usually March, April, which is a very busy time for community theater. If you're a community theater that's operational, you probably have something in the works around that time. And we are no exception. We're about to open Steel Magnolias, and we are very excited about that. And Mita decided to wait until this time to unveil the season. But when we were choosing the season way back in December, I remember because we were at another location for our board meeting, I remember Mita, you saying like, all right now, we have to choose the season because it takes so long every year. And we were like, okay. And then we chose this season in 20 minutes. And then,
well, in my defense, it's not, it usually takes a lot longer to decide, but also we just got like the paperwork done for the musical. So, I mean, it's not like I've been sitting on this for months. I was waiting for the rights and royalties to get paid and everything to be signed and dotted and T's crossed and all this sort of stuff because I didn't want to announce something and then come back and go, oh, sorry, we can't do that anymore. So I hate it when theaters have to do that. So I was waiting for money to change hands, and I think we're good to go.
Well, I'm very excited about it. And I remember after we chose the 5 shows that make up our 51st season, you were like, okay, well, we got to sit on it a while just to make sure that's what we want.
Well, it went so fast, and I was like, okay, everybody needs to go home and think about it, because usually what'll happen is the next board meeting, we're like, is this what we picked? Why did we pick this? And so, yeah, I wanted everybody to think about it for a little while.
Well, we thought about it, and several of the shows that we picked this year have been on our list for a while. And someone at the board meeting made the suggestion, well, we should just, we did the top 5 shows that were voted on by our membership, and those 5 shows became our 50th season. Why don't we just go down the list and get the rest of those shows that were voted on? And we were like, what about the next highest one? That's a good compromise. So we did do that, and I will tell you which one that is. But enough gabbing. Let's get to the season. Here we go. All right. Our first show of the 51st season at Neuse Little Theater is Anne of Green Gables. And there are several different versions of this play out there, but we are doing the Peter de Laurier from the novel by Ellen Montgomery, and that goes up September 19th, 20th, 21st, 26th, 27th, and 28th. We're going ahead and do 6 shows. That's something that we've started to do for the shows that we kind of have an inkling would be a big hit. And this season is no exception. We have 2 shows that are already scheduled for 6 performances. So that is good. The next one is One Christmas Eve at Evergreen Mall. Now, this one is more... I would say this one is like Almost Maine, only set at Christmas. Now, that does not mean it is an official Almost Maine script. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it is like Almost Maine, set in a mall at Christmas time.
You have several different stories going on all in the same place at the same time, but they're all different characters whose stories sort of butt up against one another. They don't really overlap so much, except maybe a mention here or there. If you've ever seen Almost Maine, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, little vignettes.
Yeah.
That script is by Lynn Halliday, James Hinman, Arian Hutton, and Craig Possapistle?
Sure.
Sure. That goes up November 14th, 15th, 16th, 21st, and 22nd.
Yep, we got to be first to celebrate Christmas.
That's right. Nothing like celebrating Christmas right after Veterans Day. All right, jump into the next year. Our musical for the year that will be at the Hut.
So yeah, sorry for all you purists for musical theater. We will have canned music for that because a live orchestra in this building would be insane.
Yes. So, this is a musical that is kind of off the beaten path. It's called She Loves Me. Book by Joe Masteroff. Music by Jerry Bach. Lyrics by Sheldon Harnick. Based on a play by Miklos Laszlo.
Yep.
And
If
this
you've
is... Yeah, go ahead.
Ever seen... There's a movie with Jimmy Stewart, and it's called Shop Around the Corner. And this is basically the musical version of that show, that movie. And they remade it... the storyline, they remade it into You've Got Mail.
That's
with
right.
Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan.
So if Jimmy Stewart is too old for you, there's an updated version with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. And if that version is too old for you, give it time. I'm sure they'll remake it again.
I'm sure. There's probably more remakes of it because it's 2 people who can't stand each other who find out they've been pen pals and tellings, and they actually do like each other, and that's pretty much the whole story. It's very sweet, and we're doing that for Valentine's Day.
The dates for She Loves Me are February 13th, 14th, 15th, 20th, and the 21st. All right. Moving right along, burning right through them. Next up, this one has been on our list a while, and it is a small play. It's only 4 people, and I'm excited about this play because it's one of my favorites, and it is called Doubt, a Parable, and that is a drama by John Patrick Shanley, and it goes up April 10th, 11th, 12th, 17th, and 18th.
Doubt is not for all ages. It has some innuendo and some really heavy themes, but it basically is there's a priest who is accused of something, and a nun who believes that he did it, but there's no proof. And where does faith and doubt where those two butt heads basically, and so It's a really good show, but it's again, it's not for everybody, so don't bring the kiddies.
Yeah. But
not that I think there's any language in it, really.
And I don't think so. No, there's not. It's just mature themes.
But yeah, it's pretty. I don't want to say dark, but it's heavy.
It is, but the movie is rated PG-13, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm going to look that up because I might be wrong about that.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I don't think, other than the things it addresses, I don't think there's anything terribly...
It is PG-13.
Inappropriate so much, except that's exactly what they're looking into.
It's the implications that are so disturbing.
Yeah.
All right. But you can bring the kids to our next show, and honestly, any other show, but I would use parental discretion with Doubt. But when it comes to the next show, The Odd Couple, that is totally appropriate for a kid. That's like an excellent first-time show for a young kid.
Yeah, there's a lot of slapsticky silliness, yeah.
That is the famous comedy by Neil Simon. We know the story, Felix and Oscar they butt heads because they have highly different personalities, you know.
Yep, you've got the fastidious one and the slob, and they have to move in together because Felix's wife kicks him out. And they get along a little bit because they're buddies, and then it just all unravels very quickly, and they just can't get along living together. If you don't know The Odd Couple, I don't know what to tell you. Every sitcom, buddy sitcom, is pretty much the same thing.
If you are thinking about starting a community theater, you are probably considering doing Odd Couple because it's very easy to do. I will say, I mean, yes, strong actors are required, but it is kind of hard to mess up this play. And this one, before I forget, was the one that had the votes that I mentioned at the most votes. The Foreigner, I think, had one more than The Odd Couple, if I'm not mistaken.
Something like that, I don't remember.
Yes, so there you go. Our membership did have a small say in our 51st season.
Well, and technically, She Loves Me, although I think I'm the one that brought it to the board. Jim Abbott cornered me. It was one that I had been thinking about anyway because I went and saw someone else go do it not too long ago. Someone who'd done shows with us had done it down at Samson. And Jim Abbott cornered me on the front porch and said, "You know what show you guys should do? She Loves Me." And I said, "Okay." I said, "It's on the list, I promise." So
Jim Abbott will be pleased.
Hopefully
and
he'll be pleased.
let me give out those dates. Those dates are May 29th, May 30th, May 31st, June 5th, June 6th, and June 7th.
Yep. Going into June.
Yep, this is as Mita looks on with sweat on her brow because she knows summer camp is right after that.
Exactly.
It's been a great year here at NLT. I feel like we've really grown as an organization. I don't think we could have asked for much more as far as a successful 50th season, but I am also really excited about our upcoming season. I say it took 20 minutes, but it was well discussed, and these shows, we believe, complement each other well. There's a good balance.
Right.
And I know there's some people looking for perhaps more kids shows, but, we try our best. Anne of Green Gables has been on that list forever. The only play that kids play that's been on the list longer than Anne of Green Gables is The Secret Garden.
Secret Garden.
So
another one that has 7,000 variations of it.
Mm-hmm. We try to put some thought into it. We don't just dig into a hat and see whichever one comes out, and we hope you enjoy our 51st season. That's really all we have to talk about, folks. Just quick in and out. Thank you to Mita for coming down on a Sunday evening with maybe 2 hours notice.
Right.
I was like, we should probably do the podcast that announces the season, right, since you're going to announce the season.
Yeah. I was just sitting in the airport parking lot, not doing anything. It's like, okay, I can be back by then. I do want to point out, though, talking about the children's shows and things like that, and everybody saying they want us to do more children's shows. Tell us what you want to see. The thing is, it's very hard to find really good, meaty roles for kids that have a number of kids in it. And it's like, that's not a musical. We're open to doing a musical, but, it's like, when you think kids show or shows with kids in it, you think Annie, you think Seussical, you think, big musicals, Wizard of Oz, Willy Wonka, that sort of stuff. But, we did Outsiders. It's hard to find those shows because they don't tend to write good, meaty roles for particularly teenagers. Teenagers sort of are aged out, but it's hard to find a good, meaty role for a cast of young people.
Mm-hmm.
They would
that you haven't seen 50 times.
Well, that too. But also, it's one, not a musical, or they're not just background characters. We just added them in so we'd have kids in the show. You don't want to do that. You want to give them real parts. So so if you've got something in mind, if you've seen something, you've read something, anything like that, please bring it to us because we are open to suggestion on that front because there's only so many things we can look through personally. So if you've gone to a theater or you've read a script or something like that, please let us know. Email us. We'll look into it. I promise.
Also, I would, before we sign off here, I would like to give a shout out. I feel comfortable in doing this because, number one, this podcast will come out after the premiere of Steel Magnolias, and number two, almost all the seats for Steel Magnolias have been sold. I did want to give a shout out to Benson Little Theater's production of 12 Angry Jurors, which is going up the same 2 weekends as Steel Magnolias. So if you like that show or a good drama, I've seen pictures. Their set looks amazing, and my brother happens to play one of the main roles, and I'm very proud of him. But it also has 11 other very talented actors in the cast, most of whom I've met or worked with in the past. And we wish them break a leg on their show, because it's the first drama show they've ever done. I've told it's been the first drama show they've done in a long time or ever. And I hope it does well, because I like dramas better than I do big, huge classic musicals that have been done to death. So I hope the 12 Angry Jurors is a successful venture for them. Okay. All right. That's it. That's all. You have our 51st season. Now you got to look in your date books and see what you want to audition for. It's out of my hands, people. It's in your hands now.
And season ticket information will be available by the last show of the season. So, be a little patient, but we'll get the brochure out and all of the information about how to get your season ticket coming shortly. It's just there's a lot going on right now.
A lot going on, yes. Yes, you have to be our president, and you are about to direct the final show of the 50th season, Sex Please We're 60. So be on the lookout for that. All right, for Neuse Little Theater, I'm your host, Matt Gore. That's the producer, Toole.
So,
all right, see you later, folks.
bye.